Let's be real. Navigating social situations is one of the biggest and most predictable challenges you'll face in recovery. So today, we're going to break down exactly how to handle that pressure. We'll give you a clear, actionable plan to refuse offers and stay in complete control. And you've got to understand, the stakes here are really high. Right after dealing with negative emotions, giving in to social pressure is the number 2 reason for relapse. This isn't some maybe what-if scenario. It's something you are almost certainly going to face, especially in the early days. So, if we know it's coming, how do we get ready for it? How do you build up a defense that's strong enough to handle one of the most common tests in recovery? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out. Here's our game plan. We'll start with a reality of the situation, then we'll decode what social pressure actually is. From there, we'll lay out a 4-step defense plan. Fill your toolkit with real practical strategies, and finally, get you started on making your very own plan. First things first, facing these pressures isn't a sign you're doing something wrong. It's just a normal part of the journey. The whole key isn't to be surprised by it, but to be ready for it. Knowing these moments are coming is the very first step to getting through them successfully. So, what does this pressure actually look like? It's not just one thing. Turns out, it comes in 2 very different flavors. And knowing the difference between them is absolutely crucial for picking the right way to handle it. Okay, so first you have direct pressure. This is the obvious one. It's when someone literally says, "Hey, have a beer," or "Come on, just one won't kill you." They might even try to make you feel weird for saying no. But then there's indirect pressure, and this one is way more sneaky. Think about being at a party or a wedding, maybe even just watching TV with friends. Nobody says a word to you. Nobody offers you a thing, but just being there with other people using around you can be an incredibly powerful trigger all by itself. All right, so now we know what we're up against. The question is, how do we fight back? Well, we're going to use a structured 4-step plan. This isn't about winging it or hoping for the best. It's a clear framework to keep you in the driver's seat, no matter the situation. And here it is. This flowchart is your entire strategy in one spot. Think of it as your strategic roadmap. It takes you all the way from just identifying the pressure to looking back and seeing how you handled it. Let's walk through it. So, let's break this down. Step 1, just spot the pressure. Is it direct or indirect? Simple. Step 2, check in with yourself. How is this situation making you think and feel? Anxious? Tempted? Awkward? Just notice it. Step 3, this is the action step. You plan and then you use your coping strategies. We're getting to those next, I promise. And finally, step 4 is to reflect. After it's all over, think about what worked and what didn't. That way, you can make your plan even stronger for next time. Okay, now for the most important part. We're going to fill that toolkit. These are the real-world practical strategies you're going to use to nail step 3 of your defense plan. This is where the rubber meets the road. First tool in the box is awareness. This is all about recognizing what the source material calls setup situations. You know what I'm talking about, like going to a bar and telling yourself, "Oh, I'll just have a soda." You are knowingly putting yourself in a high-risk spot. Awareness is just being brutally honest with yourself about those risks before you're in the thick of it. Next up is a super simple but really powerful tool, avoidance. Especially in early recovery or just on days where you feel a little shaky, the smartest move might be to just not go. If you know a certain friend is always going to push you or a specific place is a huge trigger, it is 100% okay to just avoid it. And let's be clear, that's not weakness. It's a smart, strategic move to protect what you've built. But hey, you can't avoid everything, right? And that's where assertiveness comes in. This is like your verbal self-defense. It just means stating your choice clearly and firmly, but not being a jerk about it. The key is to be direct, not aggressive. And look, it doesn't have to be some big dramatic speech. A simple, polite, and firm, "No thanks, I'm not drinking today," is usually all you need. Or you could try, "No thanks, but I'd love a Coke," or even just, "I'm good for now, thanks." The trick is to have a simple go-to phrase ready to go in your back pocket. Being assertive is a skill. And just like any skill, it gets a lot better with practice. So rehearse saying no out loud. Seriously, do it with your therapist or a friend you trust. Practice in front of the mirror. Say it alone in your car. The more you actually say the words, the more natural and confident you're going to sound when it really counts. Here's another really powerful one. Visualization. Think of it like a fire drill for your brain. Before you go to that party or that dinner, just close your eyes and picture the whole scene. Imagine someone walking up and offering you a drink. See yourself smiling, confidently saying your no thanks, and feeling totally good about it. This mental practice actually builds the pathways in your brain to make the real thing so much easier. All right, the final tool in our kit is self-talk. This is all about being your own coach, your own biggest cheerleader. When you feel that temptation creeping in, you give yourself a pep talk. Remind yourself why you're doing this. Run through all the good things that sobriety has brought to your life. That little voice that says, oh, one won't hurt, you need a louder, stronger voice to talk right back to it. Okay, you've got the 4-step framework. You've got a toolkit full of strategies. Now it's time to put it all together and create your own personalized plan. And you got to do it before you actually need it. And this worksheet is the perfect tool for the job. Don't think of it as homework. Think of it as your personal training ground. It's where you get to anticipate the challenges and prepare your A game in a calm, controlled way. It's super straightforward. In that first column, you're going to list the social pressures you think you'll face, your cousin's wedding, happy hour with coworkers, whatever it is. In the second column, you just rate how tough you think it'll be, say on a scale of 0 to 5. And in the last column, you write down the exact coping strategies from your toolkit that you're going to use for that specific situation. So there you have it. You've got the framework, you've got the tools, you have everything you need to turn one of the biggest challenges in recovery into a chance to build real strength and confidence. So, the only question left is, what's the first situation you're going to prepare for?